Alright, welcome back. This is M-Dog. If you saw my last video on the Seversky Donets River, you saw that, well, I am definitely still learning the map and learning how to fish this. I've taken the advice of several really helpful comments, and we're going to try to incorporate some of those comments into our fishing here. It is going to be nighttime soon, so we'll see how this goes. But basically the main thing I learned was we're going to try just fishing with one rod for float fishing. We're starting off with maggots here. We're going to fish a little closer to the shore, and we're going to try to focus on just hitting the fish on one float instead of multiple. And it's already been an improvement. And we'll just kind of move around a little bit. Thank you so much to 322 Tour, to Mikey Hughes, Gypsy Kind, and several others who left comments and many helpful pieces of advice. I think some of the differences in the different comments I got on the last video was based on, you know, maybe people who are a little lower level first getting to this river, kind of how to approach it, versus some more high level folks. And I want to try out all the advice that we got, so we'll see how this does end up working. And again, it's getting to be nighttime. So one of the pieces of advice I heard was at nighttime, switch to just like all feeder fishing. And so we will try that. And I guess we'll try some different spots, see if we can't find some bream. I don't really know what else at night is going to be biting, but we'll do our best to try to catch something at night. I'll show you right now, as one of the commenters talked about, because you're getting bites so fast on the float fishing that you end up really just kind of forgetting about the feeders. And so they like to go with grasshoppers and just try to find different spots where they might be able to catch chub off the grasshopper. So that's how I have these two set up right now. Again, it's getting to be nighttime. We probably ought to go for something like bream or something like that. So let's see here what bream are preferring. So the bigger ones, at least, it seems like red worms consistently are being caught here. Let's also look at where we're casting. Maybe over into the 6-meter hole or thereabouts might be a good place to start. So we can switch this. We are using fluorocarbon leaders here on the feeders. So let's switch this down to about an 8 hook. And we'll go red worms. Yeah, let's put a feeder on here. And let's hope we have some bream mix already made up. I didn't even think about that we might end up bream fishing this video, but we should have plenty of bream mix. And we didn't have these feeders in the water very long, so but we'll probably try maybe a different spot in the morning for the chub on the grasshoppers. So let me see if, yeah, let's see if there's a good place. Maybe off this dock. Let's see what this looks like. Kind of aiming right out, more out there. It gets kind of deep out there, and we can cast them pretty far, I would think. Let's just throw them out there. So this one has red worms on it. And this one we want to change to loop rig. We'll put a feeder on here as well. We don't need a leader because we have fluorocarbon line already set up on these. Well, that's a good sign. something else bigger and meaner than bream like redworm in this river? This will be a decent little bream if it's a bream. Whew. It doesn't really fight like a bream, does it? Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. It's a carp, isn't it? I think it's just a common... Oh, it's a wild carp. Okay. In that case, let's lower that friction meter. We're just going to cast about 50% out there. That should be at least in the first tier of slightly deeper water. Well, that was an interesting first catch, I would say. Okay, what else do we want to try besides redworm? Man, let me look at the records real quick. Cottage cheese. I wouldn't be opposed to trying cottage cheese. We certainly have plenty of it. Okay. And then I am tempted to still just kind of float fish through the night just to see if we catch anything. Oh, there's no current because we're so close to the, or very little current. We are using the S Eagle Bolo Express fishing rod, and I intentionally got the shortest one possible. One thing that drives me a little crazy about bolo rods is how long they tend to be for float fishing, and I'm sure there's a good reason for that, but graphically and stylistically, it just kind of drives me a little crazy. So let's push it out here just a little bit. We want to get that drifting with the current notification. Now we could put redworm on there. Maybe even catch a bream close to the shore at night. You never know. And if nothing happens here, maybe we go check this 7.3. The 7-meter hole down here for the bream. That would be a much more comfortable cast. I should have noticed that sooner. That'd probably be better. If you look at the angle in which these lines are out, it really makes me wonder if we are actually drifting. Say there's a pretty good chance we need current-proof feeders on these suckers. I can't say for 100% certainty that they're drifting, but it is possible with the type we have on there. Okay, let's go down and see if we can't get in that shorter cast. I mean, we could, it looks like from this spot down here, we could do like a 8-meter clip and still be in the hole. So we want to go all the way down to where it turns. I don't know if there's even a fishing spot down here. I have done, the amount of fishing I've done here, you've seen if you saw the first video. I mean, I literally have not fished here until yesterday when we made that video, so please understand that I am not coming to this with the normal amount of testing that I have done, but I am wanting to get some more content out there. Been wanting to play RF4 after taking a typical break. I often take breaks from RF4, and because I've never fished here, I thought this would be a good place to start. But you literally are learning with me. Most of you know much more than I do about this place. All right, so we are getting very close now. Oh yeah, it's wide open down here. That is good. That is good. Let's see if this is a good spot. Yeah, but it's a little farther, isn't it? There's plenty of spots here, though. This should be good. So let's do, let me think. I think a 10-meter clip is reasonable. Let's see what the angle of the line looks like. Yeah, that's going down. Let's do 10 meter on this one, and let's throw it a little harder. Yeah, it's definitely stopping right there. So I might even try like 12 meter, maybe even up to 15. I don't know, 15 might be too far, but all right, there we go. And just for fun, let's increase the hook size just a little bit to like, I don't know, maybe even 16, and put a red worm on there and just see if anything happens. We'll just do a little testing here, huh? Still small enough hook that we could catch the smaller species, but if the bream are active on redworms here, then that should be a possibility. I do so little float fishing. I've never caught bream on float fishing, but I know that people do. You definitely see it in the records from time to time. Redworm, sandwich, mayfly. A lot of people use mayfly here, and then of course just worms. So most of that was sandwich baits. Again, I've not done sandwich baits very much, but they tend to be pretty popular with match rod fishing, especially for the carp. We're not getting any activity at all on the redworm. I see mayfly show up so much on the records here. I want to try mayfly during the day. We may put it in at night just to see if anything happens, but mayfly seems to be a really active bait here for some reason. Mad Space Mouse in my chat has been hauling in the bream. I don't know where he's fishing, but he's catching bream and eyed pretty successfully. All right, so the redworms again have some kind of activity here. Looks like a legitimate bite there. Let's go ahead and see what's on there. Yeah, it's a small bream. Okay. Let's increase this to 12 meters. Love to see something get on that cottage cheese. I thought I saw the line jiggling earlier, but it might still be. Let's leave it alone for another minute or two. Where's our mayfly? There it is. I don't know. Let's just check it. Yeah, we got another little bream on here, it looks like. No, it's a rough. Oh, it's true. We do have redworm on there, don't we? And honestly, it may be that we're just a little too close to the shore still. I don't mind catching some rough. Before we declare cottage cheese dead, let's just get this a little farther out and just make sure. Okay. Come on, mayfly. I wouldn't mind trying this little spot in the morning with grasshoppers on the feeders to try to catch some chub as well. So we may just keep them in the same spot, and then we'll walk around in this area with our bolo rod. That's the redworms again. Nice thing about this bolo is we can just set it down while we catch this fish and keep an eye on it. Oh, that's a little chub. Yeah, let's go ahead and set up for... We're not really here to catch bream necessarily. Actually, no, let's go back to... You know what? Let's stay at size 8 on 1. I don't think chub care about ground bait. I don't think they're opposed to it either, though. Nice little fish. Are we at 15? Yeah. Let's just keep it at 15. Wow, are we actually going to catch a fish on the... Oh, no, we're not. False alarm. Pulled it too early. Switch this to grasshoppers, though. I do want to go to 6 on this. I'm even thinking about changing this back to basic bottom, though. I guess we'll do a flat one, huh? See if this comes through for us at all. Alright, now what we're here for. Alright, let's see what we get here first before moving around. We should have pretty quick bites here. We're closer to shore than we were last time. We've got a little smaller hook, and we're focused on one bolo rod instead of trying to float fish with 3. It's just insane. Not my cup of joe. I want to watch these friction breaks too on these things, because we could hook into something a little bigger, and this is a very small line. We're currently using 3.1 kilo fluorocarbon leader is our weakest point. So let's just let it drift, huh? Oh, it's getting a nibble now. Ooh. Did not mean to do that. Oh, we got it though. What is that? Oh, a little pumpkin seed. That is a interesting looking fish, isn't it? Alright, let's see if it is in fact a chub. It's what you would expect to see here on grasshopper. Alright, just for comparison's sake, let's throw on a maggot, see if we also get a pretty decent bite on the maggot with this size hook. Again, this is a size 20 hook. Getting another chub there. So no ground bait is definitely, in a small sample size, doing better than the ground bait one for the chub. The reason why you use feeder rods with those those bottom feeder setups is they should hold the fish for a while. So we're going to stick with this bolo, this maggot, just for a little bit longer before we worry about the grasshopper. Must not be very big. It is not pulling. Although I don't know if I lowered the friction brake back down, so it may just be holding it that way. So if we do catch a fish over here in front of the lilies again, one thing that may mean is that, hey, we should be casting there to start with, instead of waiting for it to drift all the way down there. But again, this was the idea of, hey, let's fish a little closer to the shore, smaller hook, focus on one bolo rod. All right, now we're getting a bite again, almost in the exact same place as the last one. And again, caught it. A little sitchel, okay? Let's see if this fish is still on. It is. Oh, it just wasn't pulling at all. Okay. That chub was just sitting there like it was an eyed or something. Just wasn't fighting it. What is that? It's just a decent chub, isn't it? I like that. I like that a lot. Let's drop that friction brake back down. And let's take off the loop rig here. And we'll do, I don't want too heavy. I guess that's fine. Size 6 hook does seem to be working fine. And grasshoppers. There are chub in these waters. Alright. Now, let's go back to mayfly. I'm going to try to just really rotate some here. And let's just try casting it right here. And just let that sucker float right to where it's been getting all the activity in the first place. We are already drifting with the current. Took off the ground bait, and it's already got another fish on that rod. I cannot see the bolo right now, like at all. I just couldn't see it. Again, like I said last time, sometimes my eyes will just not be able to find those little. It's like on Fishing Planet, I need one where you can blow up the bobber to be like 10 times the actual size. Ooh, nothing on there. Okay. False alarm. And let's just walk around a little bit. I'm not really worried about the feeders. If we catch the chub, we catch it. If we don't, I just want to experiment some with this. Yeah, let's get it right over here. Let's see if we can get it past. Yeah, that should work. I think that'll go past the log. Check the depth on this in a minute. Just make sure we're at a. See what depth we are. I don't remember. I know it's fairly shallow. I have it set since we're fishing close to the shore, but certainly something that could be played with. Found it. No worries. All right, getting something going there. Nice. I like it. It's a cool little sitchel. Eat a celebratory egg. All right, let's cast it real close to the shore here. Let's see what happens in this mess. That's a bite. little something, a little bleak. All right, let's immediately switch to a maggot, same spot. See what happens. All right, we missed that one. All right, just for the fact that I want to do a little experimentation here. All right, second half where it narrows. That's like through here. It's through here. 18 maggot. All right. So kind of we're changing gears here a little bit. This is switching from one person's advice to another person's advice. And see if we just see what it looks like. So again, I mean, we did this for a very short amount of time. We're already seeing some interesting fish come out. It looks like the chub have slowed down a little bit in this spot. May want to try different spots for chub. Nothing on this one. I remember at winding, sometimes chub were in the darndest places, like just right close to the shore. Sometimes near, there was that log sticking out of the water that a lot of times you'd see them near. So I don't know, just probably have to keep trying different places. And the main focus here though is the float fishing. If we catch an occasional chub or bream at night or something, that's just a bonus. So the person talked about where it narrows. I'm just assuming that this is what they're talking about. So we're going to go try to float fish in that area. I'm not going to even put the feeder fishers out. Well, I might put the feeder lines out. We'll see, but not even worried about them. We've got a long way to go, don't we? And we have to go up around the town, don't we? So, but if you're like me and need to level up your float fishing, this seems like a pretty nice place to do it. At least that's my impression from hearing other people talk about it, and also starting to see some of the returns. Alright, basically in this area is what I think they are talking about. So, yeah. So let's just put these in the water. We don't want to just put them right here. It's fine. I'm not sure what just happened there. Have they added... No. I don't know. Thought maybe they had added some physics to the trees and such, but I don't know. All right, so let's see. This is with maggots, sorry. All right. That is a nice sichel. That was my fault. Let's go to the other side of this tree, because we can cast back this way a little bit if we want to, and then we'll not have to worry about the visual break. Yeah, we're getting very, very active bites in this area. That's another sichel, isn't it? I'm liking all these sichel. Already activity, right? Or was that just it settling? Oh, it's nice. I mean, I'm telling you, this is float fishing right here. Wow. All right, so the other thing that the person suggested, and I'm wondering if we should increase the leader a little bit. We'll just try it without doing any changes to the leader. But 12 with worms. Okay, so that was 18 maggots. Now let's see what 12 with worms catches. So a little bigger hook, but the hook size matches the bait. These worms are a lot bigger, heavier baits than the maggots are. One of the things in this game, as much as you can, you want to match the hook to the bait, right? So let's see how this works. That is nice. Immediate result. Common roach. Not our favorite fish in the game, but anything is fine, right? All right, let's see what this is. You always assume chub with grasshoppers, but hey, it's a roach. All right, let's try our worms again. Now, I think the idea here is that worms and maggots can basically catch so many different species that's in this river that whatever's biting, you're going to catch something. That's what it feels like, at least to me, that the approach would be. Yeah, this is actually pretty fun, guys. I have to admit, I've always been a nice rudd, cute little rudd. I've always been a one that would kind of, I haven't often had patience for float fishing, but this is a pretty tranquil, peaceful little existence, and we'll see if we can put together a little silver by the end of the day. Because not only are you wanting to level up your float fishing, but it'd be nice to make a little silver while you're at it, wouldn't it? There we go. So one of the things that was suggested with this bolo fishing is let the river do the work. Don't close the bail. Just let it keep drifting. You can walk alongside of it. You can just keep it going, and I'm enjoying this. And in the rhythm of it, it's kind of helping me land the. There's another species, Black Sea Shemaya. I'm really enjoying the sort of pace of this. We're getting really fast bites, really good action. I bet you can pretty much do this all up and down this river. Another rud. All right, let's walk down a little farther. We're still very much in the narrow part here. Go right through this green mess. Some common carp about to eat our lunch, but that's okay. All the equipment we're using is very cheap stuff, so taking a little risk here is okay. Pulled that right out of that fish's mouth, didn't we? I will try to remember after this cast to check the depth we've got it at, just for informational sake. Oh, we've got a little glitch going on with the line, it looks like. It's a little hard to see in that green mess, like the rhythm is a little different for me, I guess. Not being able to see exactly how far it goes down. Well, I don't know. It seemed to be working a little better in the other spot. I don't see it at all, do you? I don't know. I don't know if it was a bite or if I just didn't wait long enough to get it back into view. All right, let's try over here again. Oh, guess what I didn't check? The depth. Depth, depth, depth. If you're new to the game, you can hit Z to zoom in. Anyone can zoom in to this degree, like that. If you own binoculars, have them in your inventory, you can zoom in a step further. But really for this, the one zoom is plenty. All right. Looks like a rud. So let's go back to 18 and maggots, just to keep switching back and forth here. Oh, nope, I will not do that. All right, we are at 50 centimeters depth. You know what? Let me switch the depth. The recommendation for the person who fishes down in this spot that left the comment was to do it 1 meter. Ooh, there's a fish. So let's actually switch that. Is that another sichel? The sichel like those maggots right now. All right, let's go to full meter and see if we're hitting the bottom. Nope, that's fine. All right, let's see if that changes the fish at all. We've gotten a pretty good feel for what it was like at this more shallow depth. Ooh, quick bite. And I screwed it up. I say I screwed it up. I need to quit thinking of it that way. So when you're float fishing, sometimes, especially without any, anyway, even with or without skills, sometimes they're just going to get off, you know? It's fine. I don't need to get frustrated about it. All right, there's a roach. Yeah, we'll have to try this depth with the worms as well. See if that changes anything. A little deeper. Maybe the bigger fish are down there. This looks like a rudd. Yeah. All right, one more and then we'll try to switch to worm. But yeah, you get into a good little rhythm here. Try to wait for it to go fully under. Don't jerk it too fast. Increase your chances. All right, so we're going to go back to 12. And we're going to throw a worm on there. Honestly, I could do this for days. Pretty much getting a bite every toss. Seeing different types of fish. It's quite enjoyable. I don't know how efficient it is. I'll probably get more efficient as I get more practice with it and find different spots, but it's pretty enjoyable. Okay. This is on the worm. Sitch will like the worm too. I don't know, I'm just kind of going between 40 and 50% cast distance, I'd say. And this is just a cheap little bolo rod. Cheap reel. The only thing that I've got that's a little fancy, I guess, is the fluorocarbon leader, but I mean, it's not expensive. It's a pretty basic setup here, to be honest. Affordable. Certainly someone that has reached a high enough level to be able to fish here, it would be no problem to purchase this setup with very little investment. And I like this slightly shorter 4.5 meter bolo rod. It's not as annoying as those long ones, for me. Now that's the binocular zoom. And if I looked around, I might be able to find a bolo float that's a little easier for my eyes to pick up, but you probably have younger eyes than I do, so you're probably fine. Trying to see how far we can let it go without actually moving. There we go. I don't know, when it's that distance, it feels like it's a little harder for me to have the same like rhythm of catching it, but let's just check our feeders. I mean, there just may be nothing on them, but they have been in the water a long time here in this spot. So for the sake of science, let's move them. Let's see if there's any chub, like, I don't know, right in here. And let's push on a little bit here. Let's go right here. Let's cast to that side and watch it go. I guess I haven't really tried casting any farther from the, we could cast a little harder, get it out to the middle a little more. I don't know if it would have any better or worse result, but this has seemed good. There it went. And there it went. Let's see. Let's get it out there a little bit. I guess maybe there's not much weight on the line. It is hard to cast these very far, isn't it? Without the green stuff in the water, I still see it pretty well. I don't know, maybe more out in the middle here, it's not quite as active. That is a long, long way we've let that thing float. Wow. Can't bring myself to bring it back in. I just want to see what's going to happen. We actually kept the fish on that time. What do you know? That was a long distance for this bolo rod. That's cool. What was that out in the middle there? Ooh, a Pontic shad. Nice. Alright, let's go back to that first spot we were in with the maggots and see if we can catch any more cichals. The cichal was fun. Cichal fishing was fun. It looked like the chub are not jumping out of the water, at least. Where were we starting? Like, actually right on the side of this tree, weren't we? And let's go back to an 18 with the maggots. And keep it pretty close, I guess. Pretty close to the shore. See if we can get some a little bit quicker, get back into a rhythm. Well, there we go. Finally got something. That is a sitchel. Let's do really close here. Feels good to it just feels good to pull a fish out of the water like that. All right, we're gonna I might try a couple casts here just really close. That's not as close as I thought it would be. There we go. Yeah, it seems like right down in that spot we're getting a little roach hole or something. Okay, let's just do just a tiny little cast. There we go. Yeah, it's still deep enough, but it's even closer to the shore. I think that line sort of, it's just showing that the line's getting pulled out maybe. Kind of weird, but it's got a little jerk to it. It's more than a meter deep, just right in front of us, isn't it? I think that, I don't know, it feels like the bite is maybe not a full bite, and if I wait a little longer it probably would pop back up on its own. I'm not sure. Whoa! It's weird when it's that close, isn't it? I'm not sure. Because this rod is so long, I mean we're basically pulling it straight up at that point. We are getting quick bites right there, though. If I can just figure out the timing on pulling them out. It's like right there next to that green stuff. It starts getting hit every time. All right, we pulled it that time. Are there any sitchel orders? I think, though, unless we can really get dialed in, the silver amount is going to be pretty low. For me, I mean, it sounds like people who have gotten dialed in here and really are on the fish, they're making an okay amount, but I'm not sure we're going to see that from our fishing here. Oh, it's a little eyed. Okay. You did not see that. Nothing to be seen here. I was trying to get over to that shore, and I sure enough did. We are running out of daylight, though. Maybe we should try mayfly in this spot just briefly before the light all but leaves us. Sichel are moving downstream. Pulled right out. So, let's go a little smaller if we're going to throw a mayfly on there. If you look up my dogs, MY space DAWGS, still quite a few people that are fishing in this channel, even though I've been away for a while. It's always nice to come back and see folks hanging out, helping each other out. Always appreciate that. Is that fish still on? No, it's not. Ooh, it's dark. It got dark in a hurry. All right, I guess we're gonna have to go see what damage we did. Our day is over. We'll try one more cast here. So at nighttime, ideally, I guess you want to go through. Whoa. That is a nice Sichel. That was a fun Sichel. So I probably will keep trying up at the first part of the river where we fished in the beginning. I still think that area might be really good. And then obviously down here we've had a lot of fun too. Just need to get dialed in a little bit. And now mayfly's doing really well. Even this late, I think probably till about 2200 we could still see some bites. You definitely see a wide variety of fish species with just 2 or 3 different types of bait in the same spots. It's kind of cool. It is kind of cool, I have to admit. It's past 2200. Let's see if we can get one more bite here. It actually shows up pretty well at night, doesn't it? It might be easier to see at night than it is during the daytime. I guess it's the light reflecting off that pink. Splashing around. Don't worry, fish don't mind. Put some red worm on there. Might be able to catch a nighttime rough. I don't know how often the rough will bite on the bolo, but I bet they might some. It's especially if you have it down near the bottom like we do right now, it looks like. But mayfly, I'm not sure what that will catch at night, if anything. Looks like not much. Yeah, that thing floated for a while, didn't it? All right. Well, let's go see. I don't think I have... Oh, we have a fish on? I don't think I have ever been to the cafe at this place. So let's, yeah, the eyed are biting our grasshoppers down here. That's kind of cool. Let's go see if the cafe is over where the tackle store and fish market are. Well, let me know how your fishing's going. I kind of want to try to see how the bream are doing at Volkov. I've been hearing that it's been okay lately, so I don't really know the spots they're at right now. So I don't know. Next video, maybe be back here. I might try to dial it in some more here. Also might take a little break and go to Volkov and check out Volkov at some point as well. All right, so that was admin. That's the tackle shop. There's the fish market. So just real quick, I wanted to show you the rod we're using here is just this thing right here. Only 175 silver, smallest one in terms of length. It goes to 6.2 load capacity. So plenty strength for what we're doing. There's the fish market, hardware store. That's the boat place. Is there a cafe? Just kidding. Okay. Ooh, a Sichel order. All right, so let's sort it by weight. Oh man, you gotta love when you can do an order for undersized fish. All right, 15 silver. 27 silver. I tell you what, before we do any more, there's some cool orders here, I have to say. Before we do any more, let me just give you a... So that was 15 silver, but none of those would have been worth anything over here. So we pretty much did... we did about 100 silver. I mean, after orders, you know, it'll be a little more than that, but, you know, cafe orders are going to change. Sorry, folks are chatting me up in our in-game chat. So let's go ahead and get credit for this. That's 27. So about 45 silver from orders, and then the rest will just be... The rest will be this, so 83 silver. So again, without cafe orders, about 100 silver. I'm not dialed in. I mean, I believe the folks that were saying, hey, we're making about 200 silver an hour. That seems reasonable. That seems reasonable. People that know the spots a little better, the baits, hook sizes, and all that. So that seems like a realistic. If you have a good day fishing here, bring in 200 silver, plus or minus based on cafe orders. But you're leveling up float fishing, catching a ton of different species of fish, right? We could try different things on our feeders as well. I mean, I think the reason why why grasshoppers is a reasonable option is chub tend to be pretty slow unless you get a really good spot. But if you're catching bigger chub, that's a decent like little addition to your silver without distracting you too much from the float fishing. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope y'all have a great day. I appreciate all the support. I'm going to try to keep doing some RF4. Maybe we'll even stream it one of these days, but I'm certainly enjoying doing the videos. So let me know how your fishing's going, and I will see you next time.